Hey, what's happening? We are talking about the Matrix Resurrections because Wired.com wants you to know. If you thought the Matrix Resurrections was bad, it's because you're not a grown up. Remember that, Shane?
Oh gosh. The Matrix Regurgitations
And regurgitations.
was the worst movie of 2021. And it's the worst movie of 2021 because of one person. That person's name is Lana Wachowski. She is 100% solely responsible for this complete and utter shit show of a movie. Before Matrix 4 was created, there's a great interview. I say great interview because it gives us insight on why this movie ended up being so bad. And it was basically an interview with Lana about her having the opportunity to basically revisit this franchise following the death of her mother. And that she was going through this terrible midlife crisis. Well, congratulations, Lana Wachowski, because your midlife crisis was put plain in front of everybody to see to ruin one of the greatest movie franchises of all time. You have destroyed your creation. And when you really intended to, I believe, resurrect your creation, but all you did was really put a mirror up to the screen and show your own inner turmoil as acted out by Neo and Trinity. So I'm we go more into it, Brian, but let's get your take first.
Yeah, everything you said is pretty spot on. I didn't see the Lana Wachowski comparisons until when you told me over the phone. I remember like, oh yeah, that's right. He was looking in the mirror, he saw a different person, and then he couldn't like get it up. So like he literally transitioned. The movie transitioned Neo from the one to Trinity the one. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Now the one is Trinity. It's literally everything we saw it's Lana Wachowski.
Yeah, it's like she took her life. And in the beginning of the movie, they're talking about making the Matrix movie, right?
Right.
Or they're talking about
the
game. They're talking about making this game. They're talking about things like bullet time, and all throughout it is laced with like language from the making of the original Matrix trilogy and her life at that time. The confusion of of Neo being not certain about who he is. And then that transitions into this, thing at the end where Trinity is now the one in charge, steps in front of Neo and kind of makes this, and now she has the power. It's just a very obvious reflection of Lana Wachowski's life. And I don't understand why. I mean, some people are calling it genius.
Who? I want to know who said that.
Well, I'll say it's right here. It's yeah.
Okay.
So okay, here it is. Yeah, it's Jordan. It's Raphael Jordan. He's a screenwriter. Yeah. So screenwriter Raphael Jordan was initially disappointed with the film, but came to appreciate it more after repeated viewings. He said, I definitely think it was secondary for Lana that people actually like the movie right away. That's obvious because it's really not about the Matrix. I don't think she cares, and that's the subtle genius of it. So they're going to treat this like some Clockwork Orange. They're going to treat it like 1984. I don't know. They're trying to turn it into like this.
Because you can't criticize Lana Wachowski, which is stupid.
I mean, you can absolutely 100% criticize the director, Lana Wachowski.
I know, I understand that, bro. But in the circles that they travel in, you can't.
I understand you can't criticize her for her personal life choice decisions, but you can definitely criticize her work.
But that means you have to. Okay, I don't want to get into
I guess if you have something to lose, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Like if you're in the industry, you can't criticize.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If you're in the industry, you can't. Yeah. So here's the deal. Let's quickly talk about. Let's talk about something good. Neil Patrick Harris was great in the movie. I liked him.
I mean, we like him in everything, though. So
That's true.
I mean, yeah.
I hated the new agent. I don't get it. He was like, Agent Smith was not a frat bro from the Facebook movie. Okay, I don't get that. That's
Well, Agent Smith was unavailable, and that was what was weird about the movie to start with, because he almost needed to be in that role.
Well, why don't you get someone with a similar personality? I don't. Anyway, so,
I know.
Number one, Burning Business, right?
So that was bad.
Yeah. That was real bad. Okay. Yes, we already talked about like. I just talk about the things that are easy to illustrate. Smith, what's her name? Jada Pinkett Smith was absolutely, utterly atrocious. Oh my God. The Matrix, praised as a trailblazer, laying the foundation for decades of special effects. And you gave us Jada Pinkett Smith and makeup that looked like it was thrown together on Saturday Night Live. Bro, additionally, her makeup being garbage, great. Her character, her overall personality was so grating and just, it made no sense. And then additionally, her acting is so stiff and so lifeless. It makes it resonated not just negatively, but like every time she spoke, I felt like I was wasting time and I wanted to fast forward in some degree. I don't feel like her part had any weight to the story at all, other than being in the way. And then when they pigeonholed the lesbian relationship with her, is obvious virtue signaling for no reason. Added nothing to the story whatsoever. It's just dressing, I guess. The bullet time dropouts like that, okay, taking something that was so revolutionary and making it a gimmick. I mean, why would you do that?
It's almost like it was on purpose.
It felt like it was like you need to destroy this so you can recreate it differently.
She's destroying what she made to remake it in a new image, just like herself. I mean, it's a complete. I mean, I don't know. At what point does a filmmaker should have creative license to do what they want in a movie? I would argue that it ends when you've already created 3 movies that tell a story. You know, that's what I would say. I would say that you have a responsibility to your fandom. To, you know, at that point, when you're making a 4th one, you've got a responsibility to making sense to what the heck it is you're doing.
And can I ask a question?
Sure.
How in the world does Warner Brothers butt in on every single decision Zack Snyder makes during his entire tenure working as a director in those movies, but then let Lana Wachowski willy-nilly make all her creative decisions without any studio control or very little? I don't get it. You hire someone to make Superman and the Justice League and all these big Batman, these giant temple movies that people have been waiting literally their entire lives to see, and you bother him to the point where he can't even get out what he wants to portray, but then you let Lana Wachowski take The Matrix and make it a personal journey story. Ow, man. Like Warner Brothers, you got to have some input. Yes, don't harass them until they, like the guy that was doing The Flash. What's that guy's name? I forgot. Don't harass the directors and writers until they go, screw this, I'm out. But also, don't allow them complete creative control over what you own. Lana Wachowski doesn't own The Matrix. Warner Brothers does. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think if you want to encapsulate what I believe all these big companies are doing that frustrates us older generation folks, you know, the people who are aging, I think a lot of these companies like Disney and Warner Brothers and a lot of these companies know, just like we know, that at some point in culture, what is popular gets older and ages and then changes, and then the new young wave of culture comes through and changes it. And I think these companies are terrified of being on the wrong side of that and then having their businesses collapse as a result of not pivoting soon enough in order to capture the cultural momentum.
Well, then here's what you do. Ready? Don't reboot the franchise so quickly. Wait,
I mean, I'm with that.
wait,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
wait,
it made a ton of money.
yeah, wait 25 years. Wait a generation of adults before you weigh the culture and make your decisions appropriately. Don't make a movie for the future before the future is here. I mean, I don't get that. You
Well,
just
no,
ruined the franchise.
I'm not saying not making Matrix. I mean, Warner Brothers may have said, all right, let's make Matrix 4. Yeah. Okay. The creator has this great idea to bring it back and blah, 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 maybe they didn't read the interview where she talks about her life and her decisions, and bringing back Trinity and Neo was like bringing back she's able to bring them back, but she can't bring back her mother. I mean, that's exactly what she said, so, bringing them back was, cathartic for her because she could bring back those characters, but she couldn't bring back her mother. So it was like bringing back her mother. It was a very personal thing for her. And I think it just causes for everybody to be confused, and, the characters are confused. I would say Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, they did fine in their acting. They did what they were asked to do. But it definitely didn't progress the characters, and I don't feel like it entertained me as an audience member, and I feel like it destroyed the entire what was built up in the first three movies. And as somebody else said, there really is only one Matrix movie, and I kind of tend to agree with that. The first one.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, let us know what you guys think. Did you watch The Matrix yet? Have you seen it? What did you think? No thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't want to hear no overarching review. I want to hear give me a number review between 1 and 10. Okay? Give me an answer in the comments that is more than just a binary black and white answer. What did you like? What did you dislike? Do you just agree with us outwardly, or do you completely disagree and you think Wired is right on the money and we are just not yet grown-ups?
Well said.
All right, moving on.